What's up, y'all? I'm DIY Dad, and today I'm gonna fly through how I upgraded my old toggle style light switches to modern rocker style light switches. Step 1, I shut off the breaker switch so there was no power on the light switch that I was gonna be working on. Step 2, I removed the 4 flathead screws on the light switch cover. Then I removed the cover. Step 3, I removed the 4 flathead screws on the light switches. These screws hold the light switch. Then I pulled the light switches all the way out from the wall where I can see the wires going into the light switch. My light switch only had 3 wires, a red wire, a black wire, and a naked stripped wire, which was the ground. Looking at the new rocker style switch, it had 3 terminals and they were in the same place, so there was nothing confusing about where to put the wires. Both switches had a single terminal on one side for the ground and 2 terminals on the other side for the red and black wire. I put them side by side just to verify a comparison of where the wires would go. I already knew the ground, which was the naked wire with no insulation, was going on the single terminal side by itself. So I only had to make sure I didn't mix up where the red wire and the black wire would go. I took note that the red wire was connected to the bottom terminal and the black wire was connected to the top terminal. And then I loosened the screws so that I can pull the wire out. The wires were looped around the screws, so I had to use a needle nose to loosen the loop and remove the wires from around the screws. Once I opened the loop, they were easy to remove. I connected the ground wire first on the side of the switch that had a single terminal because, well, you might as well, right? Once I looped the wire around the screw, I used the needle nose pliers to tighten the loop before I tightened the screw. Next, I looped the black wire around the top terminal screw. Then I tightened the loop and tightened the screw. Then I looped the red wire around the bottom screw terminal, and then I used the needle nose to tighten the loop, and then I tightened the screw. After I tightened the last screw, the only thing left to do was to use the 4 screws to screw the switch into the wall, and then use the other 4 screws to screw the wall plate over the switch. Then I turned the power back on. Instead of a standard rocker switch, I used this Leviton lighted switch so that I could see the light switch when the lights are off. since the lights worked the way they were supposed to and nothing blew up, I think this DIY was easy and successful. If I saved you time and money, please like and subscribe to DIY Dad.